Salad and I saw The Boys Season 4, Episode 2, Life Among the Septics. It is written by Karen Gaviola, written by Jessica Chow, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts and we're following a scene being shot for the Vaught movie, and Will Ferrell's there. Okay, first of all, I love this scene, right? We got Will Ferrell. Great. Okay, cool. I like him. He just reminds me of Will Ferrell, and I like how he plays Will Ferrell within The Boys. Also, the line that he has him talk to this guy, right? This whole premise is crazy within the movie itself. So there's this guy who's went back to the ghetto and Will Ferrell is supposed to save him. And it's like, wait, why? He's okay. Well, he goes back to the ghetto, Will Ferrell's like trying to save him, and then this guy is like, nah, I don't want to go back. Not because I don't want to, but because I can't. And I'm like, why? What's the character motivation here? But the scene kind of cuts off, you know, the actual making of the scene, and then we get a little bit of behind the scenes of what it's like to work on this production. And the director, oh man, cool director, maybe not really in this scene. He could be cool in other places, but I don't know him. I haven't seen him. The only way that I've seen him is via this scene, and my impression of him is that I don't really like him that much. It's a little insensitive, the lines that he's writing, but whatever. But I just like the Will Ferrell. Also, we got Billy Butcher. He's like telling the boys, hey, I've only got so many months to live, and Mother Milk is like, leave, go. Me, I'm like, you should really let Billy Butcher stay with the boys. This is his last dying wish. What, do you just want him to sit in his bed for 6 months until he dies? No, let him go out with a bang. You know, it's like an honorable death versus just sitting there, withering away, waiting to die. So I don't agree with Mother's Milk on his decision, but it's whatever, it's his decision. Oh man, Mother's Milk. I think he thinks he's pretty smart, and he is, except for when he goes to this convention, right? And of course he overhears this convention from the previous episode. Hey, go to this room. Okay, he goes to this room. Wow, he gets caught by Sister Sage. And it seems like him and Sister Sage know each other from previous. I like the dialogue. It's so condensed, right? But it explains so much. Apparently, Sister Sage can just see when Mother's Milk is trailing him and has got him. Oh, we sent you to the wrong meeting. Ha ha ha, got him. We got you. I wonder what the history is with Mother's Milk and Sister Sage here. But this whole convention thing isn't necessarily connected to Sister Sage. It's more of like a Firecracker, a right-wing thing going on here, like with a lot of conspiracy theories at this convention. And we got the boys just kind of looking around, trying to get a gauge on Firecracker, trying to get a gauge on Sister Sage, who are here. I'm looking at Sister Sage, and also looking at her with her, not necessarily sidekick, but her assistant, like super in love with her. And I'm looking at these interactions, and it's just awkward. Like, he just stares at her while she's like, yeah, I need help with this, okay? And he's like, just staring at her. I'm like, dude, be a normal person. Just like answer her, just stop staring at her. But I get it. He loves her so much. He's like her most devoted fan. So I completely get that. So we have Firecracker getting a little bit of lay of the land on Firecracker. And also one of Firecracker's goodest pals. Because the boys, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna investigate. What's up with you? Oh, what's up with this? What's going on here? Deaded. Another reason for Firecracker to not like the boys. Like, very fun. Also, it's fun. I like seeing Homelander with Ryan. And it's very clear that Ryan is a little uncomfortable in this situation. Homelander's trying to make a suit for him that's based off of Homelander's design. And this scene, I love because it's the first moment where we see Homelander and Sister Sage truly clash. Homelander is like, yeah, I want my son's suit design to reflect on me because he's my son. And Sister Sage is like, no, we want him to be a standalone person. Just let him just stand there. Alone. He's you, but like, stand alone. And if he were to be with you all the time, then he'd just be kind of like a sidekick, not like the next person to come up after you. I understand Sister Sage's advice, but Homelander is very angry. And great line from Sister Sage is here. Oh, you know, I was just recruited here because I thought you wanted to know what was best for the team. And I thought your ego could handle that, but clearly you can't. You know, that's not the exact quote, but that's the essence of the quote. And I like Sister Sage a lot. And like, oh, she's giving Homelander sass. And Homelander put her there so he can't, like, disagree with her. That's the entire reason that she's here, is to disagree with Homelander. And I'm like, oh wow, there's some tension building up there. Whoo boy. And I'm also like, well, if she's making all the decisions, then what the point is Ashley here for? Like, why is she here? She's going to eventually get booted from Vought because she's no longer necessary. Billy Butcher comes back to try to beg to be back into the boys, and I'm like, I don't think Mother's Milk is necessarily going to let you. But, you know, Mother's Milk got the team caught, so maybe Mother's Milk is more willing to have Billy Butcher around, but it's obvious that Mother's Milk is very hesitant to have Billy Butcher around. Even though he knows what to do, he's very brutal. He's able to save the day whenever necessary, of course. Also, what's interesting is now we have Homelander and Ryan's now featuring in the movie, and he's supposed to like save this little child from being robbed, and he like holds his hand, and Homelander's there, and there's like a bunch of bystanders. Homelander's there. I like the little perspective of like the side people just like there live while doing the production. And you got Ryan, flip the Ryan, and then Homelander. And I'm like, isn't Homelander's mouth movements on camera, even though he's not saying anything, but he's like whispering, and like the last things he said is louder than the first thing he said, so that should be on camera. But the way that the show does it, it cuts to Homelander saying like, just throw him, do it now. And then Ryan throws him, smacks him against the wall, and he's like liquefied. And Ryan is very petrified. You can see in his face, he's like, oh god, I killed somebody, oh no. And Homelander's just like, oh, mistakes happen. I'm like, no, Homelander, you're terrible. Oh my goodness. Speaking of Homelander, we got Black Noir, and he's like talking, he keeps talking. Black Noir doesn't talk. Black Noir too is like, what's my character's motivation? Also, I've never killed somebody before. Stop saying those words! Dude, stop! You're going to implicate yourself in a crime. Stop it! You're the weak link here. Also, A-Train, feeling guilty about murdering all these people, gives the boys some video evidence of the murder. It gives some proof of it wasn't actually the Starlighters. Here's some proof. And I'm like, oh god, A-Train's turning against Homelander. Oh no, Homelander, what is he gonna do once he figures out that everyone's betraying him? Oh geez, oh boy. So this episode's got me tense. It makes me want to watch the other episode. I like this episode a lot. It makes me wonder, what is Sister Sage's motivation? She's getting really lippy against Homelander. I don't know. It makes me curious about her character. This episode really ups the stakes. I gotta give this episode, it's a solid 7 points. It's like a 7.6 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that. If you want a fast track movie, you can do that for $20 dinos at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movies, go to this link tree, find the way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movies. So go here, and until next time, mint salad sauce, see you later my salad croutons and bacon bits.